And that means so are my videos. This is my last earnings all-star video for this earnings season, but we're going out with a bang with big technology. Yeah, some big tech is reporting here at the end of earnings season, including one of the most popular big tech names out there, NVDA. What are they going to say? They've already warned, but what are the other stocks you should be watching this week in tech? I brought them all to you. Let's dive right in. We're going to lead off with NVIDIA because look at its chart. It's got one of the best track records this week with only that one miss in 2018. But let's discuss that 2018 miss. So that was a shock, even when that one happened. And then they actually went on to warn about that first quarter there in 2019, that green arrow right after the red arrow. But that's why they beat, because they already warned going into it. So that was a rocky period for NVIDIA and for the stock, which did ultimately recover, as you can see. But we're in kind of a similar situation, although they are coming off a beat last quarter. They have already warned about this quarter. So 9 estimates are down on that warning, and the Zacks consensus has plunged to 59 cents from $1.27. So they may meet or beat again just based on the warning. But what will these shares do? The shares did hit those lows over the summer, but are up a bit here off of those lows, but still down 39% year to date. This is a big pullback in this stock that we haven't seen in a number of years, as you can see from the chart. PE is still really high because those earnings estimates are now being cut. So it's a bit of a like a trap feel here with a PE of 44. And they pay a dividend, but it's always been really low, almost nothing, and it's yielding just 0.09%. Because let's be honest, you're not buying NVIDIA for the dividend. Over the last 5 years, these shares still up big, 356% versus just 102% for the NASDAQ. So still holding on to a lot of those big gains. But if you bought it even just a year ago, you are either break even or maybe even in the red. So this is one everybody's going to be watching this week, including me. Then we're going to switch over to another one that's super hot too, but the shares are down this year as well. Salesforce, ticker CRM, they have even a better track record, no misses in the last 5 years. That's been impressive. Now remember, the small little green arrows mean it could have been a meet instead of the beat, but that's still not a miss. So it still counts for the track record. And we're starting to see a few smaller arrows there in 2022. So what is going on with these shares? There's been no changes in the earnings estimates over the last 60 days here. So the analysts are staying pat with what they have. But these shares down 28% year to date, also up off their lows, up about 15% in the last 3 months, but not cheap as well, trading at 39 times. What's going on with Salesforce here as we head into the back end of 2022? We're about to find out. Then we're going to switch over to Snowflake. See, I told you we're going to have some big names this week, including NVIDIA, but Snowflake, also one that is highly watched on the street. Ticker SNOWW, only went public there in 2020, had a little rocky start with those 3 misses, but then has turned it around with 4 big beats. But the street has not cared about that whatsoever. Even last quarter, it has gotten the summer bounce that a lot of these companies have gotten, but over the last 3 months, up just 8.8%, while year to date, it's still down 54%. PE is crazy high. It's like 1,145. So we're not even going to talk about that, but at least it does have earnings now in order to get the PE. So this is going to be an interesting one. Can it get any momentum here, or are we going to retest those lows? Then we're going to switch over to AUTOdesk, also another one with a outstanding earnings surprise track record. Just that one miss in 2019, very impressive during the pandemic. These tech stocks really know how to, tell the street what is going on, even if it means they have to warn finally, like NVIDIA did. But this is a great track record, 12 in a row. And but again, nobody has really cared on the street because all of tech is mostly down. Year to date, they're down just 21%. So not as bad a pullback as some of the others. Has gotten the summer bounce, as you can see, they're up 16% over the last 3 months. So that is encouraging for those in these stocks, right? But PE is still at 34, so not dirt cheap by any means, but not quite as expensive as some of the others we've already talked about. But this is going to be also another test on whether or not this summer rally is a real thing or not. Then we're going to wrap it up with Marvell Technologies, also another really good earnings chart. Just those two misses back pre-pandemic. Seems like a long time ago, right? But it really wasn't. And now they put together this great track record as well, 13 quarters in a row before their last miss there in 2019. So that's a great record. But again, the street doesn't like the tech stocks. They're all off their highs. Year to date, this one is down 39%. Still up 326% over the last 5 years. And remember, the NASDAQ up 100%. So it's beating the NASDAQ by 3 times. That's not too shabby, right? But if you just bought in over the last year or so, it's a little more painful. And so we'll see what happens this quarter with Marvell. PE is 22.8 times. So it is cheaper. In fact, it's the cheapest out of these 5 stocks I'm talking about today. So that's not, crazy high expensive, but it's also not really on sale yet. So will we get to a point where these tech names are on sale, like true value stocks? I don't know, but I'm going to be tuning in to all of these earnings reports this week to see what's going on and what the future may look like. So it's nice to wrap up this earnings season with these outstanding earnings surprise charts, because these are some of the best I've seen out there in a couple of weeks, really. And it's the tech names. They are off their highs, but in terms of their actual earnings surprise track record, they are outstanding. So it is always good to wrap up earnings season with a bang. And so we're going out with hopefully what will be a strong week on earnings. There's still a few more trickling in even after this earnings week. Few more retailers, and then we're going to get some of the fiscal year reporters like Nike and some of those names before everything kind of goes dark and I return and earnings season returns in the fall. So a lot will go on between now and then, but you still want to subscribe so you can get all of our videos on Zacks.com/YouTube, because we'll be bringing you the top stock picks of the week and other exciting content all this fall before earnings starts, and I am back on your screens. So be sure to subscribe, like I said, at Zacks.com/YouTube. Follow me on Twitter. I'll be tweeting out any of the interesting charts as we move along here with the final earnings reporters for the season. So be sure to get us somewhere. I'm on Twitter just at my name at Tracy Reinick, and I'll see you again in the fall with the banks and then the FANG stocks. It's going to be exciting.